And welcome back to NBA Countdown Stay Home Edition. Paul is back in the vest. Uncle P, where you at? Anita Baker's coming out with Jalen, and Jay Will's coming from his bed. This is going to be a special day. It's going to be a special episode. Don't you guys think so?
You're so observant, Maria. Good job. Great job. That's why you're a top-tier professional. What do you gentlemen have to say? Jay, what do you have to say? You're in the bed. I've been watching you all day. P, you trending right now about one of the greatest small forwards of all time, you, Kawhi, Carmelo. What's going on, man? Talk to me, my brothers.
I like the vest, P. I like the vest. Bring it back.
I had to bring the vest back.
We'll wear a turtleneck in the middle of the summer just to do it.
You got to. You got to.
We can find you a short sleeve one if you want. I'll be on the hunt for it. Just a little short sleeve turtleneck. So you
short sleeve turtleneck. That's the new look.
Okay, guys, I want to start this show off with a tweet, and it comes from LeBron James. So we're going to have a little reaction time to it. But he said, saw some reports about execs and agents wanting to cancel the season. That's absolutely not true. Nobody I know saying anything like that. As soon as it's safe, we would like to finish our season. I'm ready, and our team is ready. Nobody should be canceling anything. What do we make of LeBron taking to Twitter and just letting everyone know where he stands on how this season should or should not be completed, Jalen?
I think that players on contending teams are going to feel different than players on lottery teams. That's why LeBron's saying one thing, and Steve Kerr is like, we moving like the season is over. And that's one of the things that the league is going to run into, especially as it discounted players' salaries late in the season, is to get more games in. And I'm pretty sure players will be willing to do so they can get that salary to finish the season and then get the playoffs up and running.
Yeah, I think LeBron is really feeling a sense of urgency here. I mean, think about it. He's not getting any younger. Has the loudest voice in the league. He's playing on a contending team where he has an opportunity to win a championship this year, and this is just to be an opportunity wasted. And at some point, if you cancel the season, then there's going to be a lot of what ifs. There's no closure. Everybody has always wanted closure. There's never been a situation where there wasn't closure. We've had lockouts, 2 lockouts since I was in the league. We started in February. We played 50 games. We started on Christmas, but there was always some closure. And so for them to not have any closure, it's going to linger. It's going to hurt a lot of players, and this is something we're going to be talking about for a long time.
Jay Rose, first off, shout out to you for the tight hairline, and then the Anita Baker picture in the back though, over the right shoulder. The Anita Baker picture in the back though. That's tough.
Thank you, family.
But who is the statue though? Who's the statue to the left? The
bronze. That's Jada Kiss.
Jada Kiss.
Duh.
Top 5 dead or alive. You know what I'm saying? That's Jada.
I see.
I'm trying to get as close as possible. Is it?
I was gonna say this though, MT. And Paul, you hit it on the head. Same with you, Jay Rose. The Father Time is undefeated, and LeBron James, 35 years old. And I didn't get a chance to play in the playoffs, obviously, like you two. So you'd be better off to answer this question than I can. But as somebody who's trained all year long, go through season, ramping up your body, getting ready for that juncture of playoffs, right? To think about you just shut your body down, and then even if it took you 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, like J Rose and P, is that enough time realistically to get your body just ready to go after being off for 2 months? I don't know how you guys felt, but if I was off for 3 days, I felt out of shape. I felt winded. My hands didn't feel right with the ball. My rhythm felt off. Now you're asking me to take 2 months off, and even if you do get 2 weeks back, can you just find it like that? I don't know.
Impossible. I don't care how hard you train in the summer. I don't care what you do, especially in these times. There's nothing that can emulate an NBA game that you're going to do in the summer. Not even the pickup games get you ready. But the good thing is everybody will be in the same boat. And
but Pete, can I pose to you this? Could this almost be for Bron? I know it's another year, but aren't you more susceptible to injuries too, having that time off and not having that, used to banging back and forth, Jay Rose, in a game, and then you take time off, then you try to turn up and kick it up a notch. You could be more injury prone. So I don't know. Everybody wants to see a season, but maybe for Bron, maybe one of the better things would be for him to go through next season again instead of just trying to ramp it up real quick and then potentially subject yourself to injury?
Like I said, Father Time is Father Time is undefeated, man. Those bones get a little older. Even while you're training right now during this quarantine period, that's still wear and tear. That still counts. And then add another year on your life, it's tough. And I can see the sense of urgency from Bron to want it right now.
I can too, but one of the best things that's going to happen for all of the players, a couple of words that we didn't say. Hurt or injured, everybody going to be fresh.
Yep.
That's one thing. And also to both of you guys' points, you're really going to learn if your body's actually failing you or not. Because a lot of times we get used to that cycle of playing, not playing, playing, not playing, training, playing, eating good, not eating good, whatever. Then when it stops, you feel like I'm healthy. So now you start back training, and before you even get to a game, it's like sore hamstring. My knee's still bothering me. Man, this shoulder injury ain't never going away, I see. So it's going to be a lot of that too. So the guys going to be running faster, jumping higher, but you guys both said it, more injury prone based on the fact that they've been off.
Let me ask you guys this. How much of the player's voice needs to be heard or listened to as they're making the decision to bring the game back? Because obviously they're going to be talking to their partners. They'll be talking to the GMs, the organizations, but should there just be a council of the players? Are they the main voice that we need to hear from if they want it to happen? Should we just be forcing to make sure that we can make it happen if it's going to be safe? I mean, whose voice matters the most in this conversation right now?
Adam Silver.
Yeah, I don't think the player's voice really matters much. I mean, this is like a world issue. This is a government issue. This is not something the players say, because if it was up to the players, they'll be playing right now. Or figuring out a way to play right now. But this is something that's not up to a council of players, or not even Adam Silver, because, if governments aren't opening up, states, the president is not opening up, the world. I mean, how can you predict that? This is a higher power that needs to come into play. As we open up our cities, as we start getting out in the field, if that's going to happen, because, a few states, a few cities are kind of leading by example to see what that's going to look like. I don't see that coming from players. It has to come from a higher power here.
I don't see them having a season. And Jay, I know we get into this sometimes, and I want to see them have a season. I just, once again, guys, logistically, I don't know how realistic it is to be able to pull that off. The amount of testing that you would need on a day-to-day basis, if you had all the teams that were in playoff contention, 16 teams in one location, you need thousands of tests per day, right? Because people can still be asymptomatic. And then the question is, what kind of reflection is that on the league if the league is able to get thousands of tests per day? But then you got people out here who are passing away and dying due to lack of testing. I don't know how you pull that off.
Yeah, and I think either way you cut it, what we saw from the NBA is that they can be a torchbearer and everyone will follow. So don't you think, too, Jalen, I saw you're going to mention something, but if they began to have games, that people may be more inclined to believe that it's safe to go out and do things, because it's the same way that we kind of started to shut things down when the NBA was like, we're not having games anymore. I do believe that they could be a torchbearer culturally for everyone to follow, and we might not want to foray into that territory too soon.
I think if they can play basketball, they will play basketball. I don't think, there are any thoughts of canceling the season and not ultimately crowning the champion. It's going to obviously be a compressed season, a unique way to go about doing it. But as places like you're in right now, Georgia, continue to open up, therefore it's going to create some pockets around the country where you can say, hey, let's go to Florida, maybe the Disney properties. Why don't all of you guys bring your families and your kids? Imagine that. Kids, Disney, no crowd. Play the games. Same thing in Vegas, maybe for the West Coast teams. Come to Vegas, few hotels. And so I feel that they're going to try to create a path to get toward a champion. And like the guy said, Adam Silver is the guy to try to deliver.
Well, we'll all find out and we'll keep you posted on all of that. Again, May 8th was the last date that was mentioned that it would likely be allowed that NBA facilities could open in states where their governor had decided that the economy could function again. Let's talk about the court a little bit because everyone's conversations are centering around MJ. And the next time that we have a conversation, we will have seen the third airing of The Last Dance. But something interesting came out. David Falk, the former agent of Michael Jordan, said basically that MJ would average 50 to 60 points a game and probably shoot at 75% from the field if he played right now because of the freedom of movement rules. There's no hand checking in the game. And obviously the way that we've seen defense played. Do you guys agree with him? Are we talking about 50, 60 every night from MJ if he's playing in the league as it is today during his prime? Let's say during his prime too.
Ooh, I think that's very possible. I mean, in an era where we are seeing some astronomical numbers, some historical numbers. You know, we've seen a guy put up a triple-double for 3 straight years. I remember when I first came in the league, if you had about 8 or 9 triple-doubles on the season, you would lead the league in triple-doubles. And now we have guys who are averaging that. And then you have guys who are even coming close to averaging that for a season. So his numbers will definitely be inflated. And you thought James Harden got to the line a lot. Jordan would average 20 free throws probably every night. You got to understand, he would evolve into this era. You know, the Jordan that we saw young, athletic, get into the basket based on, you know, what we've seen in this era, you would see a Jordan probably shooting more threes too. Mm-hmm. So he would definitely evolve. You know, he averaging 35 at one point. I could see him really pushing that to 40. I don't know about 50, 60, but like, you know, mid-40s, I could see that possibly happening.
I don't know if he'll shoot 75% from the field, but Paul, for his career, I think he averaged like 8.8 free throw attempts per game. So like, that's at least going to double. That's going to be close to 20 per game in today's age. And also, I mean, pace and space. Think about how physical the game was back then. You pretty much get put on your back every time you went to the bucket. Now all of a sudden somebody blows on your wrist or hits your hand, that's a foul. Like, so, yeah, even though he would have taken more threes if he lived in today's age, still his mid-range game was on point. His skill level, he still would be considered one of the most skilled, if not the most skilled in the league today. I think, I don't know 75%, but he'd be averaging in the 40s for sure.
P, when Stevenson played his final year in Indiana, the year they lost to LeBron, he was blowing in his ear in the playoffs.
Yeah. He
led the NBA in triple doubles. And he had 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He had 5. And so what both of you guys are saying is right. The pace has increased. The 3-point shot has increased. Players up front have gotten smaller. So now driving to the basket, he going to be dunking on everybody. Yeah. Just think about that. Like KD is like a 4 in today's game. So now, like and then here's the other thing. If Harden can average 36, 37 right now, James Harden is averaging that right now. He's getting none of those points off his defense. Jordan going to be getting steals. He going to be getting blocks. He going to be out on fast break. I say like about 4. We would be having a conversation, can somebody average 50 besides Will? He'll be like 47, 48. I really believe that.
Mm-hmm. The conversation that I feel like we're having is basically about the evolution of the game. This was an interesting fact, too, that Bobby Marks came up with. Okay, in the 97-98 season, 8 of the 10 highest paid players were centers, okay? Mm-hmm. Right now, among the top 20 players in salaries, there is no center to be mentioned. There is not a single one. Have we seen the end of an era? Is it over for the typical center? Will they not be able to make money in today's league? What do you guys think about those numbers?
I don't think that era is over. It's just that, you know, the league has evolved, and usually, you know, we always come back to where we started. And I believe that, you know, this is just the era of the guard. You know, we had the era of the big man. This is the era of the guard now. The big men will come back. You know, it'll be back soon. I don't know when, but you know, we're just in a guard and a perimeter-orientated era based on, what we've seen, the players are getting more skilled. Will we ever see the back to the basket dominant player again? I'm not so sure. But the bigs in this league are way more skilled than they were in the 80s and the 90s. But they'll come back eventually. I'm telling you, history always repeats itself.
I think that's exactly the point, though, Paul. I think the bigs will come back, but they'll be more skilled than ever when they do come back, because your skill level now has to be incredible. And Stephen Curry just changed the game from a shooting perspective. And now everybody wants to shoot threes. Now everybody wants to be versatile. Everybody wants to be able to dribble, shoot, pass, do all that stuff. So I think you will have bigs that will inevitably, get their cachet back, but they'll just be way more skilled and be able to do way more things, because they have to survive, adapt, and advance,
Yeah.
I think it's one of the reasons why on the All-Star ballot, the NBA eliminated the center spot and they started to call it front court, is because there are bigs in the league today that are really effective. It's just that they're not bulky. They're tall. Giannis is still 7 foot. Same with KD, who's basically 6'11". LeBron James, when you want to talk about like just skill, at 6'9", 250, he's basically the same size as Karl Malone. Their games are vastly different. So based on that, there are some people that can play in the post. Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid, they can play in the post, but people feel like you're in the way because they want to play pace and space. So those guys have to be facing up all of the time now. And it's going to be hard because it's a copycat league to be a guy that could dominate a small for a team to post you up. Paul, just think about it, how it happened for wings. 2s and 3s used to always post up. Yeah. Now these guys don't even, you can put a point guard on these guys. You can put a 5'11" guy on these guys. It don't even matter because all they doing is shooting threes and spotting up in the corner.
Let me ask you this. Would you start a team, if you could right now, you get one player, are you going with elite guard that can shoot the lights out, or are you going with versatile 7-footer? Giannis style. So I guess, are you going Steph or are you going a Giannis? How are you guys starting your team?
That's an unfair question because Steph is already proven.
I want to know what you value most. I want to know what you believe should be the building block of your team.
Always the building block. I'm always gonna go with the perimeter player all day. Somebody who can shoot from the outside and the inside, who can create for others. I'm gonna go that direction all day. If I had to go with just the point guard like Steph or Giannis, I gotta go Steph because he's already proven 2-time MVP, 3-time champion. It's already in his court.
Before answering this question, J. Rose, you brought me back to a really weird place when I heard the name Joel Embiid. I was like, I just want Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons to find a way to get it together.
They should be healthy now.
Your finals pick.
I know.
The championship squad.
They had a chance, J. Rose. They had a chance. Anyway, sorry about that emotional roller coaster. Paul, it's hard, and I love Steph. I guess I'm going to ride with you, Paul. And Giannis is versatile and he can do it all. Like, there's something about a guy that just has the confidence that could put the ball in the hoop from anywhere on the court. And look, I think one of the most underrated things about Steph, because his handle it's way more outside that tight confined box that you dribble. His handle is extremely, extremely elite. Like, his handle is next level. So a guy that can handle like that and shoot, I go with Steph.
Maria, I'm like Paul. I want somebody that has perimeter skills.
Oh.
I'm like Jay, that wants somebody that has an elite handle that can shoot the lights out. It's still a tall man's game, fellas. I'm going to take the hybrid of Giannis and Steph and give me Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I want. The guy that's taller than everybody that has all of the guard skills. That's really what it is.
Fair. That's fair.
I like that.
Right. So, or if not him, second would be probably Anthony Davis. Same thing. Guy that's going to protect the rim, block shots, and do all of that defensively. But he out there shooting threes and facing up now. So those will actually be my choices.
That bodes well for my unborn son. I'm feeling good now. I was getting worried, but I read all those stats and I was like, oh no, you can't be 7 foot anymore and make money. What am I gonna do with my life?
Maria, when you get over 6 foot tall, they call it breeding.
Exactly. That's my goal in life. Hey, Jalen, I don't know if you know this, but today is Throwback Thursday for college football. They're showing the Ohio State-Michigan game from 2016. I just see the helmet in the corner, so do you want any like instant reaction? Do you want to run that back in your mind?
So I actually remember where I was watching that game. For some reason, I was in Denver doing some sort of appearance, and we both were ranked. I think they was ranked number 1, and we was probably ranked number 3.
2-3.
2-3.
2-3. Yep.
They own us. I can't say nothing about them. I can't. The last 2 decades, we beat them like once. So I ain't saying nothing about them.
Okay.
Nothing. They own us.
I was just trying to give you a moment. I don't know. I saw the helmet, so.
No, my moment is to bow down.
Okay.
They own us.
J-Rose, shout out to your boy, though. Today is Zeke's birthday, man.
Oh, yeah. Shout out, Zeke. And way to get on Max today, Jay.
What was he talking about?
Paul Pierce, he was on television saying that Isaiah is just a little bit better than John Stockton.
Just a hair better than John Stockton.
I was like, you know what? This is my chance to go run some errands. I was about to watch y'all. I was like, you know what? I'm about to go run a couple of errands. I got to work later.
No.
All right, y'all. Well, it's been another great show. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I don't know what y'all going to be doing except sitting in the house. Paul's going to be by a pool. Jalen, make sure you have some new album artwork behind you the next time.
I will. All I want the world to know behind the scenes is nobody's having more fun in the quarantine than Paul Pierce. Nobody.
No, I'm just featuring different pools all the time. I'm always by a pool.
Maria, here's the next host of our show. Here's the next host of our show.
Oh, she is so pretty.
He's the next host of our show.
Hi. Look at her hair.
So cute.
Man, I wish my hair would grow like that.
Me too, Jalen. Me too.
Hi. What do you see?
Hi, guys.
You gonna say bye-bye?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You show him your cape?
All right.
Huh?
Oh, she's a superhero.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's exactly how you
Family
end the show.
affair.
That's how you end the show.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.